Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the first lecture in the course Ethical Hacking for Beginners. So, before we begin today's session, let me introduce myself. So, who am I? My name is Sean, and I am a cybersecurity researcher. I like researching stuff related to the field of InfoSec and posting it on my blogs and articles online. Apart from that, my other hobbies are music, gaming, playing sports, cooking, as well as traveling. My main aim in life is to be the best version of myself and to also help others in this field to get started. So, without wasting any time, let's go ahead and see the agenda of this course. So, this course will be an in depth hands on training on cybersecurity and ethical hacking. In the first few videos, we'll have a basic introduction to what is ethical hacking, what all job roles are there in this field, whether this field is meant for you or no, and for who all this field is made for. Okay, then we will learn in depth about how do systems work. We will learn about computer networking. Then we will also learn a bit programming. Basically, we'll learn scripting like bash scripting, C programming, which I will be putting videos on my other playlist. And we will also see the hacking methodology. How should a hacker think? Okay, what is the different steps in ethical hacking? Then we will work with a lot of famous open source tools and techniques that hackers use. Then I will teach you all a bit of web application security and how to basically hack web applications. Then we will also learn a bit of complex topics such as expert development and privilege escalation. So this course is a huge course. Obviously, it will take time, and I want you to give your best. Even if you don't understand anything, you can either email me or message me on my Discord channel. So let's go ahead to today's session. So basically, what we will see in the first few videos is the career, job roles, and the skills needed for this field. We will learn about some basic cybersecurity and ethical hacking terminologies. We will see what is ethical hacking and the types of hackers out there. Then we will see the different types of hacking and penetration testing. Then we will see what are the different cybersecurity frameworks and terminologies. We will also have a look at the hacking methodology, like I mentioned, what are the steps an ethical hacker should follow. After that, we will learn about computer networks and security once we are done with the basic introduction. So, one key point to always remember during this course and as an ethical hacker is the importance of note taking and writing reports. Now, why am I saying this is because when you make good notes, they serve as a quick reference or guide for future use. See, this field requires a vast amount of knowledge, and you cannot remember all this. So, you have to make notes that are precise and that you can refer anytime. And having good notes also helps in fixing problems or debugging issues which are normally encountered during ethical hacking. Also, it helps you remember information much better. So, my favorite tool for taking notes is Obsidian. I like Obsidian. I basically yeah, it's very simple. You can go on the website and just download it and install it on Windows. It has a really good interface, and you can code in the Markdown language, which is quite simple and it makes really beautiful notes. Now, another skill which I mentioned was writing reports. It's one of the key skills in penetration testing, and this cannot be neglected. Now, whenever you're performing a penetration test on an organization, there are and you convey what vulnerabilities or what weaknesses you have found in the security infrastructure. It has to be conveyed in an easy manner so that people who are not so technical can also understand, right? So you have to be very good at writing reports so that anyone reading it can understand what is wrong or weak in their infrastructure. Also, it helps in communicating with clients, risk assessment, and safeguarding an organization's digital infrastructure. So, let's begin with the introduction. So, as you step into the field of cybersecurity, you need to know which side do you want to work on. Do you want to work into offensive security or into defensive security? Now, when I talk about offensive security, people working in this field are called as red teamers, whereas when I talk about defensive security, we have people called the blue teamers. So, when we perform red teaming offensive security, the various job roles which come under this is the ethical hacker, penetration testers, exploit developers, and social engineering. So these are the different skills you needed in this field of offensive security. Whereas in blue teaming or defensive security, the different job roles present are security analyst, where you have job roles such as a SOC analyst. Okay, you have to work with different systems such as SIEM systems, security event and incident management systems. There is also different job roles such as incident response, digital forensics, and malware analysis. Now, the choice is up to you. Like, in which do you prefer? Do you want to take a more offensive path or a more defensive path? So I leave this choice to you. So let's go ahead. Now, what are the skills needed in this field? Now, when it comes to being a really good ethical hacker or one of the best out there, these are the most basic skills you need to know. Obviously, there are some which have more importance and which everyone should know. And the first being computer networks. Computer networks is a key skill needed for anyone in the field of information security, and even having a bit knowledge about this operating systems is really good. For example, you will be working a lot with Linux and Windows operating systems. And coming to the third skill, which is very, very important, is having knowledge about the Linux command line. So you should know how Linux machines work and the different commands in Linux. So we will be having a separate playlist for all Linux commands a ethical hacker should know. And apart from that, other skills which depend upon you, whether you want to improve in this field or become the best, is reverse engineering. Programming, although not necessary, it can take you to a next level if you, especially if you know programming, such as writing scripts using Python or Bash scripting. You can get into developing malwares and exploits using C++. And one more thing is also you need to know a bit about databases, how they work, especially when we work with different when we learn about different attacks such as SQL injections. Okay, you need to know what about SQL language and how databases work, how data is stored and processed in a database. Then also to have a knowledge about cryptography is a bit must in this field. Apart from that, the other soft skills which you need to know, social skills, like you should be good at communicating, right? Although you might be a really skilled hacker, you should know how to communicate the what you want. Okay, and also you should be someone who knows how to solve problems. Thus problem solving is also a really important and much needed skill in this field. Yeah. So this is just a small roadmap of what I made that can get you started into this field. Although it might take a bit time, let's say for a beginner, maybe 6 months to a year to at least till they achieve at least their first certification. If you are a complete beginner, this is what a normal roadmap would look like. I would always tell my students to start by learning a bit about computers, especially if you don't know about uh, have no knowledge about computers. How do computers work? What are the different different components of a computer, such as the different hardware involved, the CPU, the RAM, the memory. Okay, how memory is stored, and all that. Then you should learn a bit about security, some terminologies in security. Okay, which I will be teaching in the next lecture. And what is system security, how to protect systems, data encryption, how is data encrypted, how are passwords stored using different hashing methods. Okay, then the next thing you need to learn is about networking. Like I said, computer networks play a key role in understanding how the internet works and how to protect information on the internet. Then you should learn about Linux, the different commands involved in Linux. As an ethical hacker, you should be really good at Linux because we will be working with a with a machine called Kali Linux that is most widely used in ethical hacking. Then we will also learn a bit about programming. Especially, we should the most basic need of programming is actually writing scripts, which can basically save you a lot of time and automate tasks. Then you can practice on different platforms like Hack the Box, Try Hack Me, which are really good platforms where you can solve CTF machines and enhance your skills to the next level. Okay, once you're done with all this, I would suggest that everyone should do at least one certification in cybersecurity. So there are many beginner level certifications such as CEH, which is a really good certification. Then we have EJPT, You can also, if you're really confident with your skills and you have really practiced a lot, you can try for like top tier certifications like OSCP. Once you've achieved all this, I'm pretty sure you have are well prepared to get your first role in cybersecurity. And trust me, once you do all this, you will definitely make it there. Now, in the next lecture, we will see how to set up our very own lab. Okay, so for performing ethical hacking and penetration testing, what I recommend is that at least you have a pretty decent laptop with at least 8 GB of RAM and an i5 processor, because we will be running VMs and we will be performing attacks on them. And in the next lecture, we will see how what is virtualization and how we can achieve it using software such as VMware, VirtualBox. And we will also set up our own penetration testing distribution or framework, which will be either Kali Linux or ParaTools. So, if any doubts, please ask in the comment box. Till then, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next lecture. Thank you.